Your own. Indeed. Episode 1. Persuasive speech, persuasion leak, files, documents, and classified links. Who would ever think? And when we think about corruption, it's been busting at the seams. So now it's all flooded in every scene. And you thank journalists for speaking about meth. You thank journalists for exposing cocaine, crack, and promethazine. That's the point of where persuasion is a part of the whole point. Linguistics, in particular, language barriers, still very important as if uncharted territory, not so much regulatory activity. Brainstorming and aims of Lauren and Mackenzie, the rain could be pouring, and it's still more value in, still timing in for the value incline in. Taking time is essential, being patient and understanding. Patience and understanding, lately those two seem major, more important than anger or cynicism. Prettiest thing about life is whatever one puts the most work in for, work the hardest for, all your work, all your self-love, all your self-abuse, rendering a film of positivity, a valid reality, viral weeks ago, dodging a glass house, a glass shadow, rapid reaction time is all I'm watching. Look at us feeling the same, enlightened and encouraged. First name basis be mine. Then I'll actually probably enjoy rapping you again like you're a present, my friend. Maybe a birthday event or a random day of the month. I'll push her buttons. I call it defense. Whenever I spend 50 grand on her, whenever I spend 50,000 in her, it just means she deserves what I said she did, and the receipt is hers. I like smarts instead buying the business. I'd hope she'd care. What I don't know, it's okay to say. I don't know sometimes. It's okay to say I don't know sometimes. Let me kiss you after you ride my face. I like how you blitz me and I reacted with poise. Green vibes, and I mean, you do have a mean vibe. I'm kind of strange in some way. I might be busy today like yesterday. And again, come to my chest and lay. Come, let's run to Budapest for a day and jet to England on a one-way and get lost in addition and subtraction on various streets and villas and varieties of deep visions or shallows with our deep intentions. Frank Matthews mathematically describes what I was blocking. Nicky Barnes was who I was born to be the opposite of. I used to like, even think was cool Frank Lucas until the police became who he would tell on. I felt that unusual. I felt it unusual that El Jefe was an FBI agent that made billions and Sammy the Rat still had children. Look at how someone sells their soul to slaughter like Pilgrim. Just a little food for thought. Jew, it's a proverb for thoughts. Seeing Fat Cat and Freeway Rick Ross run it up for the CIA seems scary. And in 2024, them Air Forces look Snow White. And talking about sweeping under the rug, I guess that's all it was. All it took. All it does is all it looks. All that shit took was fierce and heart. Cellmates picking up phones, calling district attorney hotlines and getting released and getting killed in the streets. You see what's strength and you see what's weak. You see what's sickening too. You see careers over and the smoking mirrors look like ADX Florence, and you be mind blown to see El Rapido and Larry Hoover smoking hookah together, or maybe crack cocaine. Bumpy Johnson in the face. 15 years must have bust his veins. This game hasn't changed. Newton died for the crack franchise. He must be sitting on Skid Row or with Walter out in Kensington. Police did know. Whoa. Black Rob robbed the black, better yet, the African Americans. It worked. How sweet. Gullible and weak. Us. Forged nations against one another. Beautiful. How woke. Melvin was one of the best storytellers ever. Then after acting, little Melvin croaked. awesome book, but the handler's got a good deep foot and some ass around the ghetto. Look at how fabulous it all seems, and the society landscape is just a blurry film, like a damn midget. You can barely see it. How fun was it to see a clown suit and tell someone you cannot be it? Episode 2. It's supposed to rain again, as the main event may be delightful for some, maybe ruin the fun for others. Freedom found on the road, and you had a right to feel like you deserve Egyptian cottons and marble bathrooms. Who's to say you're wrong? Who's to say you're wrong for what you want? It's all about what you do. You being young and youthful means you may not understand what you do. What are you going to do to get what you want? The outside looking in is looking to interfere with if you're outside of the law or simply take advantage. So all that means is you have a choice to make and the option to avoid trouble, and realize as well there is a problem in the reality of a 10-year-old having to make decisions, and there are solutions as you grow older and you're 17 now. I can only ask and pray and hope you wouldn't contribute to such an incongruous ongoing problem. There's so many faces, so many people who look just like you. Jumping rope was once for the kids. It was once fun for kids because their safety was still important, as in the youth is more valuable than any other person's fortune or ignorance. And who can make you see, feel, or touch that truth? Would it be safe if even one person forced you to it? Bowser strikes again and again. The little fairy strikes against just being competitive. Kid, you should train as hard as you can, not to be a bully, but so you can't be bullied. And don't disregard that if sometimes things don't work out as planned, that it's all right, just go and try again and be relentless, or choose what you're comfortable with accepting temporarily, if it's to be temporary. Thanks for everything. You're perfect at everything. You're capable of everything. The game is bigger than the streets, and the game is bigger than that. Thanks for everything. Just the right stuff. You have just the right stuff. It's tough for some with the wrong role models around, and some parents are lost and found. Some take for granted their offspring as if they're just other peers that are around. In tough times that have been created based on decisions chosen by the older of, you almost have to lose your mind to stay in possession of your soul. And that's why you must pray and study God. You must get out of your own way to be sure that the misfortunes you've been dealt does not hinder the rest of the way. Now look at your obstacles far and close and like, no, build a boat, somehow find your stroke and do it fast. Because hey, do the math. Somewhere someone has a chart set up for you where you belong at the age of 20. So do the math. We can have fun with the toys and gadgets, though reading and writing are fundamental. Try to adjust your brain where fun is things that are beneficial and not just smoke in the air. Told myself once and twice and thrice, but no, I told myself every day to get better. Every day we need a hero. We all want a hero growing up. Gotta find one if you got to. Like, gotta get involved. Watch my shoes. A clever line. Clever part. The angel that saved many. The homeless gained the wealth of fortune. Be a hero. Get a hero. We need a hero. We all wanted to be a hero growing up. You get to choose someone. We all hope to be someone. Life is important. I never thought about using drugs and alcohol. I never thought about selling drugs or touching a gun when I was adolescent, or fighting schoolmates. I guess there was a moment for me when I had no expectation, or point of view for what to actually indulge in. Homosexuality was apparent already in peers and relatives, and sure thing, I knew to look the other way, advise that way. I pray for younger guys that way. That way we have better men to serve women and children, more alphas even. As time moves forward, you see things a new way, see pressures a new way, grow your own desires, start getting hungry. A kid your age shouldn't have to entertain thoughts of grimy hunger. How can you figure out how to avoid slimy dangers? It's just a theoretical question, In reality, I think when I was 12 maybe, I would fantasize about drugs, jail, and even less. It was just a point of doubt based on seeing so much criminal and suffering in my routes. Somehow, though, as it's tough in the atmosphere of the inner city, remember, I'm speaking of the inner city I was rummaging through. It felt like Brooklyn, New York, fast and treated like a zoo. But today, it's better for you than it was for me. That's the advantage. That's the edge. I don't know if anyone can hammer that into your head, but that's a serious advantage. Time frame of the millennium. And you don't know because nobody probably told you, but it's someone else's 9 to 5 to make sure you don't even grow. Aware and motivated to shake despair. And with the positives that are there in your vicinity. As an adult, I realized how close everything was. Traveling was something for the family. You must travel. Outside of that, I just happened to notice a trip to a beach city or a bigger city with different people, cultures, and better venues was just $10 away. I don't know what kind of impact would I see today if I did those things in 8th grade. Maybe I would have had different friends, better ones or better wins or another way of thinking. And then money comes into mind and how to acquire it. It motivates mankind one way or another. But kid, you must go. You must grow. You must find your in and out. Even in the outskirts of inner cities, you need a route. But while you're finding it, there may not be so many distractions. But who's to weigh what's heavy of light for the next? Heavy or light for the next? I think you have to fight. You have to grind. Go and get it. You must try this and that and still show yourself forgiveness. And even in an event of discomfort, try not to forget this. I want to be 80 years old or something like that with healthy relationships and friendships and physical health and be able to go out and have fun and still treat myself like I'm a kid myself. The euphoria of being able to ignore the pains of the world and just teach yourself what happiness is for you, what peace is for you. Why does it have to be so torturous? Why do you have to make your life so torturous? Reading books and reciting ABCs and in hopes that a saucer bowl will be retrieved when you're done. Tell yourself you've done a job well done if no one else, and beat statistics and beat cynicism. And buy yourself a bowl of salsa and make sure it's your favorite one. Mine is spinach dip or mild chili salsa. I would buy it again and again if I have to. Remember when it was so good to play baseball or football in the middle of the streets, the fun times we'd play release, or the fun times we'd take empty water bottles and catch bumblebees and stick sunflowers in a bottle and watch them live and maybe watch them die and leave. That's funny now thinking of it when we wonder how the prison game worked because so many family or friends may have went first. I'd rather see you go to work or clean the inside of a church. Really be careful, kid. The world will really knock you back into the dirt. Not the strangers you never met, but the friends closest could be first. I think it's fortunate to be 30 years old with friends from 4th grade still grinding with you in hopes to come up with you no matter if you land in 1st, 2nd, or 3rd. Because some people lose all their friends and loved ones before that time of life. Kind of keep up and keep timing right. Find that open saying, keep access denied. Scoop and vision it. Scoop vision, don't forget it. Like faith without work, don't expect it to work for you every time. As if luck runs out, be gentle with yourself. Give yourself unlimited chances to sprout. Like number 11, find a team and give yourself a chance.